So we have a small episode today. We're gonna show the shoes that BT got. So we're gonna do basically like what is it? A show and tell? Not show and tell, right?
It's a reveal.
A reveal.
See, I actually like this because it kind of covers the box a little bit better. It makes it, this one doesn't get messed up. Because I have a lot of my shoes, the box is actually messed up already. So for a lot of them, I don't know if you guys know, it's, how do you say this? A-Mom Manari?
I don't even know.
I don't know neither, but the shoes are actually pretty clean. I've seen them myself already. I'm actually wearing them through the the collab that they did with Jordan. I know they have like 2s and 1s already, and 3s I think. So these are actually the 4s. What do you think? So for all of you guys, these are it. They're kind of like a purple or a dark brown.
From all like the shoes I've seen you cop this past like year and 2 years actually. I think these are my favorite. It looks like a maroon color, like a like brownish, purplish hue. And I liked it like the yellow part, like if they were kind of like old or
Like a vintage?
Like a vintage look, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fours are not my favorite, just because I don't know I don't like how they look on me. I like how they look, but I don't like how they look on me.
Yeah, the inside is actually a little bit different, and it's not like every other shoe you see. It's not like cloth. It's kind of like how can I say it? A different type of material.
They smell fake, bro.
There we go. See for all of you guys to see. These are it.
You know what? It would have made them like super sick. The side, like right here.
Yeah.
If this would have been like that little yellow, vintage yellow. I mean, they look good. I'm just saying it would have looked super crazy if it had that on the side, like something like the yellow.
Yeah, I actually had copped even the lost and found the one, but
Yeah.
I ended up reselling them.
How much you sold them for?
400. I actually sold them out the first day that I copped them. I got early access from Sneaker app finally, but I think the early release was for if you have missed for more than like 20 pairs at once, they give you that early access. So what do you think? What do you rate these for 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 8, a high 8, cause I like them.
Well, they're selling for 500. Let me know and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, actually, for me, I would actually give it a 6. And the only reason I'll say that, like the colorway it's clean and everything, but I just don't like the inside. I think the inside, will make it kind of uncomfortable for walking for a while. And pretty much that's the only reason I can actually give it a lower rating, because I don't think you could walk for these for more than like an hour or 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So I think that's what makes it even, for me to rate it so low, is because of the fact of that. Because, when you want to wear shoes like these, the Bread 4s that I have, these are comfortable. I've been wearing them all day. So that's the only thing I will rate it so low, because of the fact that they were actually, they don't look too comfortable. Usually 4s are not that comfortable. Some of them are, some of them are not. But
would you sell them retail to me?
Nah, at the end of the day, we gotta make money,
Yeah.
But
Look good.
we could work something out after, But anybody out there that actually wants to buy it, let me know. And the weird thing about this is they actually don't come out with another pair of shoelaces. Usually, all the Jordans that come out.
Another thing I'm looking at is, the shoelaces, like, it looks good, but it would have been cool if they added that, like, yellowish look, like, for the shoelaces. It would have been super sick.
I'll probably have to check your pockets before we go, though. Make sure you didn't take them and shit. Yeah, but this is another review on some shoes. Let us know what you guys think. I know Jordan took out, Sneaker App actually took them out for a certain amount. I know a lot of retail stores had them. But honestly, I don't think I could wear these for long. I don't even think I could wear these at all because of the fact that I don't think they're comfortable,
I will still set on retail, bro, if you don't sell them.
Well, I already have 3 buyers, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring them to look at them and make a review. The box is clean though. I actually really like the box. Like I said, I think I like the plastic that goes around it. And I think it's actually a good thing that they did that because, like I said, a lot of my cases are actually broken down and beat up already. So pretty much throughout the rest of the episode, we'll leave them here. See if you could. What do you think about it? See if you're willing to pay a little bit over retail.
No, I'll still stay with my retail, bro. I think they're worth a little bit over retail, but not a lot, in my opinion. I mean, it's a nice shoe, but it just kind of seems like like a general release, in my opinion. Even though they're like not, but they just kind of look.
Yeah, like I said, I like the colorway. The colorway is pretty clean. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is the fact that they're not that comfortable. Well, for me, they don't look comfortable. I have to probably try them on, or even if I decide to keep them, I think I could probably keep them and actually go from there. Well, it actually has a message here. It says, "It's about where you're going," and it's signed by Michael Jordan. Probably a quote he said. Well, think about it.
All right. What else do we have for today?
Well, moving on, we actually wanted to go and keep talking about something we were talking about our last episode. It was actually, you could say, kind of mental health and kind of the man committed suicide because recently what is it, on Saturday or Sunday, I'm not sure, we had I think he was a principal at Fountain Valley High School. He actually committed suicide in Disneyland. I know the news didn't break out that much, and I don't know why, but I didn't even know it until my wife told me about it early in the morning, and as I was reading because he actually wrote a letter before he was gone, and he put it up on Facebook and stuff like that, and I guess he had a problem with his wife, and his wife started call the police, and the cops ended up arresting him, and then he ended up pretty much going to jail, and then I think now he was on the verge of losing his job, and they were doing an investigation on the situation. So I'm not sure exactly what was it because I don't think he goes into details, and I don't know if there actually has been on the news of why the cops were called, but supposedly I guess it had to do something with his daughters and her, but besides that, I think what I want to get into is just how a lot of men go through a lot of this, and there's not a lot of people recognizing it, and how even in the message he wrote that he doesn't understand how is it that there was no proof of nothing, that he ended up going to jail, and he pretty much was paying the bigger part out of it, because he ended up losing his career. Well, he was on the verge of losing his career. He was thrown in jail, so his thing was jeopardized and stuff like that. So I'll let you go a little bit longer.
I came across the post, and then someone had the link to the original I guess, post that he had on Facebook. But I didn't really like read it all. I think I read it first in Spanish. Someone had shared it, but then and basically the guy was saying before he committed suicide that he didn't hurt his wife or children. So I mean, we'll never know if he did or he did not. But basically, I mean, you can't really judge someone by looking at them or not. But the picture that he had, he seemed like he was a nice guy. Also, some people, that knew him through their school mentioned that he was like a good guy. So, a good person to be around with or whatever. But here's the thing with mental issues with men is that most of the time, the issues that men go through, sometimes it's basically too much to handle. So I don't think the reason he decided to commit what he committed was of the situation. I feel that was the last straw. Basically meaning like he had gone through issues after issues until basically what he went through and ended up in jail was basically like the last thing that brought him to the end. So I felt bad, especially people, not people, but mostly women. Some men did too. That I was checking on like the comments, and I would see first women commenting like he was a coward. Why would he kill himself if the reason was because he went to jail, blah blah blah. Other women saying he has a family now. The family's gonna basically suffer because of him. And then there's other people saying, other women, I'm gonna say women first. So other women saying like, hey, he did this to himself. And then, other women will also say like, like basically blaming him and not blaming the wife at all. So as you can see, there's a pattern of people like basically they're disrespecting, not even caring if he died or not. Doesn't matter the reason, if he died in a car accident or he crashed or whatever, but because he decided to leave a note, he killed himself, like women basically were bashing him like right away, not even caring if he, he was already dead. And then obviously some men too, basically saying, he should have not done that and he should have, deal with it. That was mainly men's responses, like he has to deal with it. He's a man, So I don't know, man. I just feel that it's a common thing for women to bash on men, regardless, if the ultimate thing to do is suicide or other means of hurting themselves. They always gonna see the man as in something less coward or even worse because he did that. So what do you think of that?
Well, before actually going through, I was actually trying to look for some comments that I wanted to read out because it's really really sad how and I actually didn't see any man kind of bash him, but I saw a lot of women actually bashing him. And let me read a comment from somebody.
Yeah, mostly women. That's right.
So one of them says, all I have to say is innocent people don't kill themselves. It seemed like he had a lot of love and support in his life, and this felt a bit extreme. You can get another job, you could have proved you're innocent and gotten your name back. But he decided to make a permanent fix for a temporary problem. And I know a lot of people went into it, and but the thing is that sometimes when you're in that situation, you don't think about how to fix it. You don't think about what the future holds, or if you get another job, or how is it. Because even though, if, like, let's say, no, the charger is still there, he gets fired and stuff like that, that still goes all the way to his resume. Everything that has happened to him, he has to put it down for his next job. And I don't know how much a principal makes, but let's say he makes over $100,000. Is he really gonna go from being a principal to working at McDonald's? Because I'm pretty sure no other district's gonna want to hire him. Nobody's gonna want to work with him. So he's gonna have to probably look at a different area to work for. And then he's not like if he's young. He's not like if he's 30 years old. I think he was like in his 50s. So for that comment to be there, and to say that innocent men don't kill themselves. How many innocent men don't actually are killing themselves over stress, over not having somebody to talk to, over mental health, over all this. So for pretty much for every woman out there, instead of them jumping to a conclusion and say shit like that, I think every woman should actually, if you're married or you have a boyfriend, look at them and tell them, like pretty much talk to him, because sometimes it's hard to a guy to open up, and sometimes you need somebody close to talk to, and sometimes it's even better to talk to a stranger, just because a stranger will never judge you because he doesn't know who you are. You get me? Just how you were telling the story about the guy that walked in the last episode. I think he felt better talking to you than anybody else he knew, because anybody else he knew he was gonna judge him or stuff like that, or people have turned their backs on him, or backstab him. But pretty much, women will never know what men go through, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women will say, "Oh, well, you don't know what women go through." Of course we don't. We don't know what you guys go through. You guys don't know what we're going through. But in reality is that what we go through, it's not something that's easily fixed. They could easily say, "Oh, you know what? We could just sit down to talk to somebody and that's it," or anything, because we have to pretty much bury every single problem we have, because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to look as beneath us. We don't want to look down on. So it makes it harder for us to even talk to somebody, because we're always being judged. Every time we go to somewhere, we're being judged. Every time we talk to somebody, we're being judged. And it's hard for us to be easily opening up to somebody without even knowing how they're going to judge us. Like they say, we have had so many people say, "Oh, well, I seen a lot of people on TikTok say who has it easier between men and women." A lot of women say, or a lot of people say women have it harder because of the fact that they're easily being raped or stuff like that. But technically, men have it harder because we have to prove ourselves every single day. We cannot just go one day without trying to prove ourselves, because we never know when somebody out there, how many times in high school we were not trying to be tested, how many times at work we not have to be mentally strong enough to be making sure that we don't pretty much do something stupid, because sometimes it's hard, like we go through problems, we have to make sure we are the providers at home. We got to make sure that we have to be on our toes 100% of the day, and we can never sit down to relax. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. And besides the fact that women giving birth, and like a lot of women say, "Oh, women could be raped at any minute." It goes both ways. Men could be raped too. It's not just women. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of men out there that have gotten raped and they just don't talk about it. Women could I'm not saying easily could go and talk about it, but if a woman goes out there and tells them, "Hey, I got raped," everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, okay," trying to figure out what happened. But if a man goes, "Hey, you got raped," what is the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna call them names. They're gonna be saying like, "Oh, like, why didn't you defend yourself? Like, what the heck's going on? Like, you're this, you're that." So, and then in comments like that I read, and instead of them trying to figure out the whole story or even thinking about what was he going through, like sometimes when you're in that situation, or even when you're in situations, any situation, you don't really think about the consequences. You just go for it. It's just a quick instinct. You don't think about how many people out there haven't done something because of their instincts, instead of saying they react to it instead of thinking about it. Nobody thinks about something like that. He had so many problems. There's probably more things going through his head without even knowing. And this guy just decided to say, "Hey, you know what? This is the easiest way to go, and this is the fastest way to fix everything, where I don't get jeopardized, my family's thing doesn't get jeopardized. I'd rather do this." We never know what he was going through the last seconds. Maybe at the end he was maybe regretting it, but I think he probably felt that it was the best way to do it.
Yeah, like you were saying, maybe he regretted, maybe not. I don't know, but I feel that that he had more problems like already,
Yeah.
and that just added more to the basically the ending for him. So yes, I feel that men should definitely start opening up a little bit more. Um, I know right now I feel that men are just basically always like, hey, you shouldn't cry, hey, you shouldn't do this, hey, you shouldn't do that. But it's tough, like he said, every day you're tested at work, you're tested everywhere basically. Definitely men should start seeking help if they need it. I know that most end up in a bad situation. They end up in drugs, ended up like doing stuff that they may regret in their life. But definitely I feel that mental health is one of the biggest things in this current era.
Yeah, and like I said, so hopefully he actually ends up, we actually end up finding out the truth about everything, and and probably all those people that wrote bad things about him, saying that he did it because he was doing something wrong or stuff like that, and the true story comes out, and hopefully everything comes out good, and maybe every single person that has just read something and right away reacted to the situation, just how he did, to go ahead and post a comment and stuff like that, maybe they could see the same thing, maybe they could say, oh shit, because like I said, people react to it. How many times have people reacted to a situation even on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram? They go and write something about it, or even say mean things to somebody, and then the true story comes out, and they're like, oh shit, I fucked up. Maybe let me go delete it. But see, he can't go and delete that problem. He can't go do nothing like that. We can't go. He couldn't go on and do that, So unfortunately, he had to take his life away, So rest in peace to him. And I don't know who he was. I don't know anything about him, but we as men, we understand where he comes from, where it's hard to talk to somebody, where it's hard to communicate with somebody. So this is something that I know before, maybe like a year ago, I've seen on TikTok they talked about mental healthness, how men have to go through it. So hopefully there's more awareness coming from now on, because this happens every single day. It's not just now, and it's not just one day on Saturday. I'm pretty sure somebody out there has already committed suicide, and because of problems they're going through it. Hopefully they understand it. Hopefully people start making more awareness and stop talking more about, everything I see on TikTok nowadays, because it's something bigger. There's a lot of men out there that have a bigger platform than us, and this is something they should be talking about. Just like I said, the guy's name Brito, I think that was his name.
Which one?
Buru. Remember the TikToker that?
Oh, the guy with beard, right?
Yeah, Buru, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, he used to talk about it, and unfortunately, like a lot of men out there, that he was talking about mental health and stuff like that on men, he's pretty much nobody decided to, continue his words. So hopefully there's people out there that are bigger than us that actually could go into this and go more into details, because this is something serious, something we have to go through all the time, You got anything else you want to add on?
Not for this anymore. Just I guess the last thing I want to say is, if you need help, seek help. I know it's not easy, literally not easy for men at all. But if you can, if not, if you have I guess a church or something. I'm not saying you have to be religious or whatnot, but you have someone you can trust, then that'll be the best thing to do.
Yeah, so hopefully men out there could, well, not only men, but everybody out there could actually start seeking for help and not just jump to conclusions and jump, to take the easy way out, because life is hard, and we just gotta keep on going. And unfortunately now, the family and the kids are gonna be living with it for the rest of their lives, and sometimes those are things that we wouldn't want families to live for, you know. Well, with that being said, we actually wanted to get into a little bit into music wise. So this is a topic that I wanted to talk about is actually about what well, before we move on to this, let me just I want to say something. Did you see the rapper from here from Santa Ana that got into it at what was that? He has a podcast. The white guy that has a podcast. What's his name?
Which one?
Man, I forgot his name.
Oh, No Jumper?
No Jumper. You see I think he's from Orange County, from Santa Ana, but he got into a fight with one of the hosts there.
No, I've seen a video of this dude that basically some, I don't know if it's the same one, but someone talked about it, but I guess he looks white, but he's Mexican, and he was shouting out the gangs here in Orange County. Is that the same one?
I think so. He started calling the guys like, "Oh, you're a bitch" and stuff like that, and then the other guy, they got into a fight.
No.
Okay, so let me just get into it real quick. So I guess I'm not sure if he's from Santa Ana or Orange County. I'm not really sure, but I know he's from Orange County. But I guess he came out No Jumper. I guess they were doing an interview with them, and then they were sitting down on the couches, and they started getting into it, and then he's telling them like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then the other guy's like, "Oh, you're a bitch" and stuff like that. So they got into it, you know. But it's
what? Oh wait, was it the one that got slapped?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it all, but yeah, I did see like a clip that someone got slapped.
Yeah. And I, you know, see, and this is the problem with stuff like that is like especially with rappers, because we like, you know, they always want to try to act hard and stuff like that, and the situations, you know, I think when I saw was in Adam 21, like it was funny because they did a TikTok about him and how he was like, oh, like making like gestures in his face, but see, those are things that as a host you have to have pretty much patience. You know, you can't really just jump into that shit, because things like that could, you know, I don't want to say the other guys from somewhere or something like that, but this is the reason why people get killed now, especially the rappers out there, because they're always trying to act tough, they always want to be tough, and you know, they always want to show it. So pretty much, I just want to say for every rapper out there and stuff like that, you know, you just gotta be careful with stuff you do, because stuff like that, that little problem can lead to a bigger problem. And I'm pretty sure the guy that got slapped is probably not gonna stay like that, you know. So hopefully it doesn't lead to something bigger, and hopefully they squashed it that day. But yeah, so hopefully I just want to bring that up before we move on. So, well, what I wanted to say is about who has the better Mexican rappers between Cali and Texas.
Damn, that's a tough one, but damn, it's tough.
For me, honestly, I think Texas has a better rapper.
Name him.
Well, besides, pretty much the hottest one out there is what's that? The OT Mexican. Because honestly, like I hear people here, you know, bumping his music and stuff like that. And the thing that I like about Texas rappers is actually that they have like their sound that they have, you know, like it's kind of like country type of way, you know. And the way they rap is kind of like pretty much like every other rapper in Texas, like, you know, they rap to the beat, and they kind of rap to things that are like, you know, just like they're meaningful, you know. And I think here is mostly about money, gangbanging, and stuff like that, you know. So, and I think that's why I'm not really a big fan of it. Well, maybe because I'm not really a big fan of that type of music or that type of style, but I kind of feel that that's why Texas has the better rappers than Cali, and then just Cali has just too many.
I'm gonna like say that as far as like Mexican rappers goes, I'm gonna give it to Cali. I do agree with what you said about Texas and how, like, you know, Texas sounds way different, but I think I mean, I feel that most of the music here in Cali is, almost sounds the same. Well, now with the, new wave of rappers, the sound's a little bit different, but they all tend to kind of sound the same in the sense like the sounds is, like a West Coast sound, Cali sound. But I feel you with the, Texas rappers. They do have a different type of sound. And I know what you mean, like that country sound. I don't know if I call it country, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I'm still gonna go with the California rappers, or just because that's what I've been listening to for the longest, and now even the new rappers sound really good, and I stay listening to this side of like West Coast music for the most part. So I don't want to be biased, but I also listen to new Texas rappers, and some old school ones. Unfortunately, I like some other people out here support SPM, but I don't listen to him just because of his paperwork, and
No, yeah.
and I just can't agree with him. And people are gonna say he didn't do it, he didn't do this, but even his son spoke in one of I don't know if it was a podcast or he made a video, but his son was basically appearing, I'm basically the kid from the 13-year-old, so that's that.
See, and like I understand like you're saying, because like you said, like I'm just, and I'm, when I say like about Mexican rappers in Texas, like I'm not, like, don't get me wrong, like it's now my strong side of music, because I'm not really gonna sit down here and say that I listen to every single Mexican rapper, but like I said, I just like their sound. I like and when I say best rappers is between men and men, okay? Because honestly, if we bring another product in, of course I'm a big another product fan. I've listened to pretty much almost every single one of her songs. I've been listening to her for the longest time. So if you had her, of course I'll pick Cali rappers, but I'd rather just say, I think she is number one on top of everybody. She's another level. I like the way she raps. I like everything. But like I think when it comes to like when it comes to that type of sound and style, I prefer the Texas sound, and mainly because, like I said, like I think like especially the Mexican OT, I like his music. I like the he had that I think I forgot the name of the song, the Spanish song. We had a little beat, and like I think it could be a song, and I was like, damn, I was like, that shit was hard when I heard it the first time, and I was never a big fan of it, or actually a lot of Texas music, and so I started listening to him, and then I started like YouTubing a little bit more and stuff like that, and I was like, damn, I'm like, Texas actually has some pretty clean rappers, and I started listening to more of the lyrics, and that's what gets me more into Texas, is because of the lyrics, and I know Cali has GNC, and then they have what's that guy's name from Shola Mafia?
Yeah. Yeah, OGC.
OGC.
I mean, there's way more than that, bro. I think you haven't, listened to like most of them, but I mean, yeah, I know why you like Texas rap, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, like Cali rappers there's the Cali Mexican rappers, there's a whole bunch of them. You can never go through them, and I think that's what makes it even harder for me to say, okay, I'm gonna pick the top 5 with Texas versus the top 5 of Cali. I don't think it makes it hard, and that's what makes it harder to say, oh shit, they take it because of this. But if you really like, for me that I like to listen to like lyrics, and then to go into like the beat and stuff like that, and then like their flow and stuff like that, I will pick Texas rappers. But I don't have nothing against the Cali rappers, but like I said, if, anything out there, if we want to add another product, well, I think another product would take it both sides. But I know another product would say she's from Cali, so, and even though she was born in Texas, so that's kind of a little positive thing. So I think I feel that that's the biggest thing, like that's why I think Texas rappers have it overall. But it's another product. You're up here, everybody else is down here, and so shout out to another product.
Yeah. What was it? What was this? What we're gonna talk about? Do we have a third thing to talk about?
Well, I know that Christmas is coming, so I know there's a lot of. Did you ever have like a tradition when you were smaller?
You know what? As far as that's a good topic, bro. As far as traditions, bro, I didn't really have per se like a tradition, just because most of the Christmas were either like spent, like at home, or we would just go to like my grandma's, but it would be something like as far as just like basically just eating. You know what I mean? No, I'm not gonna say that it's not a tradition. Going there, but I don't feel it's a tradition, bro. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't done like, like every year. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh shit, we gotta go because we gotta see everybody or whatever. It was more like, it's Christmas and someone's making food. Like, I guess we'll go, but it wasn't a tradition. So no, to answer the question, no.
Well, we didn't have a tradition either. It was the same thing. It was just like, oh, which house are we gonna get? We're gonna go eat manchana. But and then it stopped being like that because at one point my family moved out to Vegas and stuff like that. But so something I do want to say is like, of course, for us, growing up, our parents worked and stuff like that, and it was just, our Christmas was pretty much every time we would get something. Like it wasn't like, oh, usually you get what you want, but on Christmas you get to write down your list and you're gonna get what you want. So it's like how our kids have it, like my kids, with my smallest one, I tell them, well, make sure you write your letter to Santa, and his down starts writing it and stuff like that. And probably like 60% of the letter he makes, we get it for him. But what I'm trying to say is that for us it was more like, fuck it, if you get clothes and shit like that, that's a good thing, And now, because I see my cousins, like all of these fools open up, like I think one year one of my cousins opened up a iPhone, my other cousin opened up a PS4, and stuff like that. For us it was never like that, but and I see the difference, we pretty much grew up when we were pretty much, our family was broke, and now they got more and stuff like that, so we have more to give. But we never have any tradition. But I actually do want to start a tradition, and with my family, when I actually want to start. Well, I've been wanting to do it, but most likely this year is something we're gonna end up doing. Well, there's actually two. One thing is actually we want to start giving pretty much giving back to people. So pretty much just going out there and buying like pizzas and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of like homeless people out there trying to like. I've been talking to my kids to see if they want to do it. They were actually happy to do it. So we want to start that tradition. And one tradition that we want to do at home is actually every year buy a different ornament. So we pretty much all pick an ornament, and as time goes by, maybe 6-7 years from now, our whole tree will be pretty much of our ornaments. So it'd be like, well, we're 5, so then like maybe another next year another 5, and then when they have kids, they add their 5, and they're at, and we just keep adding until we just fill up the whole tree. So that's something I wanted to have, traditions that we were trying to do. So hopefully if everything is good, we actually want to do those.
Talking about traditions, bro, one thing I do remember, but it wasn't like a tradition of ours, but it's something that I like when I was younger. They used to, we lived in the same apartment area, right? So on Brook Street, they used to make, I don't know who used to held them, basically, or who was in charge or whatever, but they used to make posadas.
Oh yeah, I know. We used to walk all over them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know who made them or who was in charge, but they used to make posadas. So basically, people walk around through the apartment complex and the other street. And I liked it, bro, especially because at the end, they'll have some like piñatas. Sometimes they'll have like candy,
food.
Food. Yeah, and those was the things that I remember as far as like not tradition, but in my younger days, just because I didn't have a tradition. Talking about the same thing, I've thought about giving to the people as well. Not because you mentioned it, but it's something that I've had, and like, and something in my list that I said I'm gonna do. But obviously sometimes I'll take time to do things. But I said that I want to give out not food, but more like clothes and blankets and stuff like that, so people can actually be alright for the like winter season, because it gets cold. I mean, we might not be like used to like super cold weather out here in California, but when it gets cold, it gets cold out here, bro. So it's one things that I want to do pretty soon, and hopefully as a tradition, helping out people. Because when I was younger, like I remember the school will give us like a basket, and the basket had like like random stuff like candies or snacks or lotion or something. So I remember they used to do that in like elementary days, but yes.
Yeah, and that's actually things that is actually a good thing to do, and always give back. And I know sometimes people do it on the holidays, but I think that's something a lot of people should be doing most of the time. And I know there's another thing that we actually thought about doing is giving toys for kids for cancer, or even like sometimes there's foster homes that don't have like stuff like that. So those are things that we were actually thinking about doing. We've been thinking about since last year, but last year, with everything that has been going down with my family, we were not able to do it. But we were actually thinking about doing it more this year because there's a lot of kids out there that don't have everything, and we never had everything. So pretty much we're trying to give back, because sometimes it goes a long way. Kids remember when somebody helped them out, and sometimes kids will always remember. And as you pretty much create a domino effect where maybe we do it and then somebody else does it, and then later on in the future, when the kids were being helped, then when they're older, like, oh yeah, I remember when they used to help me out, so let me give back and stuff like that. But anybody out there that you guys have any traditions, let us know.
I kind of want to make a shout out, bro. We got a little bit of time left, but I do want to make a shout out to because to this place that was on our street. I want to give a shout out to the Boys and Girls Club, bro, because the Boys and Girls Club will basically give out like gifts like during the Christmas time, bro. And I remember when I was younger, I went at least 2-3 times, and then during the summertime, they used to like in their like the basketball court, they used to have like what's it called, like lunch.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And sometimes I will just walk down from my house, because it will be like maybe like a less than 10-minute walk. I will walk over there, and I will like eat lunch, like school lunch.
Yeah.
And one of those things that I will never forget about the Boys and Girls Club. Most of the people that work there, were actually cool people, and not just just because that was their job, because they worked there, but I feel that most of the people was like that worked there, like you became friends, even they were older than you, like at least 10 years older, or whatever. They were pretty cool. They helped you out. You made memories with them, but the most memories for me is just that they will give out gifts. So, and there was a lot of people that needed gifts during those holidays, and the school lunches that I will walk to. So shout out to the Boys and Girls Club in Santana and on Highland Street.
Yeah, I still talk to actually some of the people there. They're way older than me, and we became friends, and we're cool and stuff like that. I had my kids go play with them too, so it was bigger of a bonding than just going out there and then taking care of us. But yeah, shout out to them. But honestly, as the last time I heard, the Boys and Girls Club has changed a lot. The Boys and Girls Club is not the same as it used to be. Pretty much everybody, they used to actually hustle to get those things, because it was. I remember when we were younger, when we were teens, we used to go and help out. We used to go and volunteer to have like people donate money to the Boys and Girls Club, or even donate toys. But now all that thing has gone because I don't think nobody goes out there and helps out because the people there. Well, I don't want to bash the people that work there, but unfortunately, a lot of the people that work there now don't do the same thing they used to do when we were younger. You know, they used to go hustle, used to go talk to people to donate money. I remember that Angels used to donate tickets like crazy. I remember Vladimir Guerrero used to donate tickets to the Boys and Girls Club because one of the guys that worked there used to, you know, go out there and help out one of his charities and stuff like that. And, you know, they will donate stuff like that. But unfortunately, they don't do that no more. And unfortunately, you know, as in what I know of, they don't do the same thing they used to do when we were younger. And it's sad because the people that run it don't really run it how they used to be, right?
Hey, yeah, you know, I'm remembering some times, bro. I think I went a couple of times. They did like a barbecue at a park. And then I don't know if it was Knott's or not Universal's, but the other one, the other park. Where was it? The ones in fucking up in LA. Six Flags. Yeah, so I remember those times that we would get on the bus and everyone was cool. The experience and everything. I haven't been to a Boys and Girls Club like in so many years, but a lot of people that did go, like stayed, not close, but maybe they're still friends with those people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still remember, man. The Boys and Girls was one of the best things that was around there, bro.
Yeah, but so shout out to them, to the old Boys and Girls Club, because I don't know how is it now. So hopefully they do all that stuff, but yeah, so hopefully we'll let you know what do we do in our traditions if we actually we get a chance to do what we're saying we were gonna do, and maybe I could post up some stuff that I do and stuff like that.
Quick question, bro. I know we're talking about like holidays and everything. I was gonna ask you, what do you think as a holiday, Christmas, and some people say that is like people say it's not even like supposed to be celebrated because it's not really what it's for. Like people say it's the birthday of Jesus, and it's not their birthday, it's not his birthday, whatever. I mean, for myself, I don't celebrate it as, like, oh, damn, it's his birthday per se, right? But I celebrate it more as, as a time of like, hey, we gotta think of that.
Well, we don't really celebrate it either. We don't celebrate it because it's the birth of Jesus and stuff like that or anything like that. We kind of it's more just for family, just to gather up with family, be together with family. Pretty much just sometimes we get so caught up in time and time goes by fast. We're always working, we're always taking care of kids, we're always, we sometimes don't have time for every single person, member of the family. And I think that's sad, but I think the holidays usually something we usually do. Every single one of our families, they, message them and stuff like that. And like I said, unfortunately, it's sad that we have to do the holidays, but at least we do it sometimes,
Yeah, and for the people that are don't have family or whatever, I was just good day to just talk to your friends and maybe show them some love and say, hey, I'm here. If people want to talk, especially with the first topic that we had in mental health.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even family. You could just talk to a random stranger. You see, hey, what's up? Sometimes it goes a long way. Maybe that person having a bad day, and it can help them out. Kind of use the holidays to bring more joy to people.
Yes, sir.
Being said, that's another episode of Steady Mike.